Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to do a weekend project. We're updating some of the things in our house, and this toilet is from 1997 when they built the house. You can see we're getting some leaking and there's just a ton of rust, so it's time for that puppy to go. We're going to put in a nice new fresh toilet, so let's get right in. First thing you want to do is turn off your water and release it all from the tank. You'll know that your valve is turned off because your tank will actually empty and there won't be anything refilling it. So as soon as that is all emptied, then you'll want to just take your plunger and kind of plunge as much out of the bowl as you can. Try to get as little down there so you don't have as much leaks. So then the toilet we picked out, we got an ADA compliant one. Most toilets nowadays are the taller toilets. That means they're ADA compliant, so a person in a wheelchair will be able to use them, and they're more convenient for people who have longer legs and are taller guys. So here is the toilet that we got, and it was a pretty easy decision-making process. We decided to go with a standard flush one rather than the dual flush that is popular with the buttons on the top, just because if we have to replace those valves in there in that tank, or we have to replace, the flusher goes bad or something like that, the parts to do that are very standard and normal and less expensive than the newer button ones. So one thing to know is it's a good idea to make sure you're aware of where your main water shutoff valve is for your house whenever you're working on a project that has to do with water. And ours happened to be in our front yard at our hose bin. It's that red lever right there, and it's turned up to be off. You don't have to do that, but we did. So the next thing you do is disconnect your water supply line from your tank. Just an easy screw. And typically you're going to want to remove your tank next, and we had some difficulty with ours because, like, as I said, our toilet is about 20 years old and it had a ton of rust, so we just opted to go ahead and just remove the whole toilet because we were just having too much trouble with that. You can see the rust there. It was just kind of disgusting and gross, and we weren't going to be keeping or donating or selling this toilet to anybody. It's just going to go to the dump, so we just decided to go ahead and remove it that way without removing the tank. But if you're just going to keep your toilet, then you want to take the tank off first. So then we slid a garbage bag underneath it as quickly as possible to catch maybe about a half a cup of water that was still down there that we weren't able to plunge all the way through, and lifted it right up off of there. You'll see that over the years people have painted and never removed the tank to do it the right way, so we'll also take care of that while we have it out. And the funny thing is that not only had they sealed it when they put it in with just caulking, but they had actually grouted it to the tile. So we had a little bit of an extra project that we had to chip away there. But overall, we got it taken care of. Here we just kind of freshened up and did a good coat. Our flange, that's that blue part there down in the hole, was still in really good condition. So we're just going to take those Johnny bolts that came with the toilet and put them back in there. We did have to take a little bit more time to kind of dig out around in there and just kind of get some of the rusted dirt and stuff like that out so that they would have a good, snug, secure fit. And then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to press your wax ring and then set the toilet right down over top of those Johnny bolts, and it's a perfect little fit. So we're really excited for this toilet. Our toilet did wiggle just a little bit, so after we secured it with the bolts and snug down the wing nuts here and put the little white caps over the screws, we did have to go ahead and get some little shims, toilet shims, so that you can wedge up underneath to kind of help with the balancing and sturdying of the bowl, just because everyone's tile is different and not everything is perfectly flush. So you just kind of tap that in there until you get the right secure, and then you take a utility knife and you cut off the extra, and then you put a nice coat of tile and tub sealer down there around the bottom of the base. Then we're going to attach the tank. We're going to put the rubber gasket on here and slide the tank right on top, nice and secure there, and then snap in the new seat. We're going to actually replace the seat. We had a nice seat before, and I'll put that in, but I need to get some screws. And then you could reconnect your water line and get that tank filled up, and voila! We have a working beautiful new taller toilet in our bathroom, and we're really excited about it. So it makes a huge difference. It's a lot quieter to flush. It seems like it's much more efficient water wise, and overall we're just really happy to have gotten this project done. Really lucky to have had my brother Mark here to help out with the project as well. He was some extra brute labor and just some smaller hands to get into those tighter crevices and things like that. So we're really appreciative of him, and just a really great sense of accomplishment to have taken care of a little task like this. We did learn a lot along the way. There were some pitfalls and some trials, and it did take us longer than like a professional, but overall it was a great time. So thanks for joining us today, and if you like these types of videos, then please subscribe. We hope to see you soon.